Your baby cries for hours every evening, legs curled up, face red, and nothing seems to help? If you've been through this, you know the helplessness of facing baby colic, one of the biggest early challenges of parenting. Although incredibly common, colic is still surrounded by uncertainty, myths, and vague explanations. Some blame milk, others say it's gas, and many say it's just a phase you have to endure. But is that really all? In this video, we're going to explore what truly causes colic in babies, backed by science and real-life experience. And most importantly, we'll share practical ways to prevent and ease the crying spells that exhaust both babies and parents. If you want to understand what's really going on with your child and how to navigate this phase with more peace, stay with us. Colic is still not fully understood, but it's well recognized by pediatricians. The most common definition follows the rule of threes: intense crying that lasts more than 3 hours a day, more than 3 days a week, for at least 3 weeks, in an otherwise healthy and well-fed baby. It usually strikes in the late afternoon or evening and comes with classic physical signs: gas, curled up legs, clenched fists, red face, back arching, and sharp cries. It's not like hunger or sleep crying, it's more intense and harder to soothe. Colic typically begins around the second week of life, peaks between weeks 6 and 8, and tends to fade by 3 to 4 months. While it's not dangerous, it can be emotionally draining for parents. Being able to identify colic and distinguish it from other types of crying is key to handling it with more clarity and less stress. In the first months of life, a baby's digestive system is still learning how to work. The stomach, intestines, and digestive muscles are in a developmental stage, which can easily lead to discomfort, especially from gas buildup. Babies swallow air while feeding, and if their system isn't yet efficient at releasing that air, it gets trapped and causes pain. Also, the gut microbiome is still developing, which can affect digestion and trigger colic episodes. This immaturity means that even minor stimuli, like a small air bubble or normal intestinal movement, can cause significant pain. It's considered one of the most common and natural causes of colic, and symptoms usually ease as the digestive system matures, typically by around 3 months. In some cases, colic may be linked to food sensitivities, either from infant formula or the mother's diet in breastfed babies. Cow's milk proteins are a common trigger, especially if the baby has a mild intolerance or allergy. When a breastfeeding mother consumes dairy, small traces can pass into her milk and irritate the baby's digestive system. Other foods that might cause discomfort include caffeine, broccoli, cabbage, beans, and processed foods, even if the mother is perfectly healthy. Not all babies react the same way, so it's important not to make dietary changes on your own. The best approach is to consult a pediatrician or maternal nutritionist to help pinpoint sensitivities and offer safe alternatives. Colic isn't always about the stomach. Sometimes it starts in the baby's immature nervous system. In the first few months, babies are flooded with sensory input: sounds, lights, smells, movement, touch, and they don't yet know how to process or shut it all off. This overstimulation can create internal tension, leading to intense, uncontrolled crying, not from physical pain, but from sensory overload. Babies who are more sensitive to their environment tend to be more reactive and struggle to self-soothe. Their crying can be mistaken for colic, but it's often a form of emotional release. Creating a calm, low-stimulation environment, soft lights, gentle sounds, minimal activity, can go a long way in helping these babies settle. Babies pick up on what adults don't say. A stressful home, constant arguments, a tense atmosphere, or even a nervous mother during feeding can all register to a baby as emotional insecurity, even if they don't understand the situation. In the early months, babies are highly sensitive to their surroundings, especially to their mother's emotional state. When the home environment feels tense, the baby may respond with irritability, restlessness, and of course, intense crying episodes, often mistaken for colic. It's important to remember, this is not the parent's fault. Early parenthood is overwhelming, but being aware of this connection can guide families to seek balance through support, rest, and emotional care for everyone involved. Sometimes, despite all efforts, adjusting diet, calming the space, trying every technique, the crying doesn't stop. And that doesn't mean anything is wrong. Many colic episodes happen without any clear cause, simply as part of the baby's natural adjustment to life outside the womb. Science doesn't have all the answers. Some theories suggest it's due to biological rhythms, hormone shifts, neurological immaturity, or just a natural need to release tension after a day of overstimulation. It's as if the baby is still learning how to exist in this new world, full of lights, noise, and unfamiliar sensations. And sometimes, they simply need to cry to process it. In these moments, rather than trying to fix everything, the best gift you can offer is calm, connection, and presence. The safety net your baby needs to feel secure, even in distress. When a colic episode hits, the goal is to calm the baby and ease the discomfort as quickly as possible. Here are a few simple but powerful techniques. Abdominal massage. Gentle clockwise circles help release gas and reduce tension. Warm bath relaxes muscles, soothes the nervous system, and brings comfort. Colic hold positions. Holding the baby face down across your forearm, like a football hold, or with knees gently bent, can bring relief. White noise. Consistent sounds like a hairdryer, fan, or special white noise apps mimic the womb and calm the baby. Repetitive motion. Rocking, walking, or rhythmic swaying helps regulate the nervous system. The key is patience and persistence. Sometimes you'll need to try more than one method to find what works for your baby in that moment. How and what a baby eats can directly affect colic episodes. Here are some key points to consider. For breastfed babies, the mother's diet can influence the baby's digestion. Foods like dairy, caffeine, beans, broccoli, and processed foods may trigger discomfort. One helpful tool is keeping a food diary to spot patterns, but always talk to your doctor before cutting anything out. For formula-fed babies, not all formulas are the same. Some are harder to digest and can increase gas. There are special formulas designed for colic, with partially broken down proteins and reduced lactose. These should be used under medical guidance. Also, make sure the baby's latch and feeding position are correct, whether breastfeeding or bottle feeding, to avoid swallowing excess air. Babies don't understand time the way we do, but they respond well to rhythms and predictable routines. Establishing regular times for feeding, bathing, and sleeping helps your baby feel secure and less prone to crying fits. An overtired baby, exposed to too many stimuli without proper rest, can easily become overstimulated and fussy, often mistaken for colic. Keeping the environment calm in the evening, dimmed lights, softer sounds, and soothing activities like a warm bath or lullaby can help prepare your baby for a peaceful night. Routines don't need to be strict, but they should be consistent and comforting, tailored to your baby's real needs. Holding your baby is often the best remedy for colic, not because it cures it, but because human touch and warmth deeply soothe the nervous system. In the early months, your baby is still adjusting to life outside the womb, and physical closeness offers comfort and safety. Skin-to-skin contact, baby wearing with slings or ergonomic carriers, and gentle rocking in your arms all help regulate the baby's nervous system, easing the tension that can lead to crying fits. This kind of nurturing also strengthens the parent-child bond, creating a solid emotional foundation for healthy development. The truth is simple: holding your baby won't spoil them. On the contrary, babies who feel secure cry less, calm faster, and grow up more confident. While colic is usually harmless and temporary, not all intense crying is colic. It's important to know when crying may be a sign of something more serious. Call your pediatrician if your baby shows any of the following: persistent fever, forceful vomiting or greenish vomit, blood in the stool, consistently refuses to eat, poor weight gain or weight loss, inconsolable crying for more than 3 hours, even after trying soothing techniques. These symptoms could point to infections, more serious food sensitivities, or other conditions that require medical attention. And remember, reaching out to a doctor isn't overreacting. it's responsible parenting. Sometimes simply hearing your baby is okay brings the peace of mind parents need. Colic is one of the most emotionally challenging parts of early parenthood. Your baby cries, you feel helpless, and it seems like something must be wrong, but in most cases, it's not. Understanding the possible causes and using prevention and soothing strategies makes a real difference. You may not always stop the crying, but you can face it with more clarity, calm, and less guilt. Remember, this phase will pass. And while it lasts, the most powerful thing you can offer is your presence, your arms, your voice, your love. If this video helped you, subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and drop a comment. What worked for your baby during colic? Your experience might help another parent today. And stick around, we've got more helpful content coming every week. Sem texto, sem texto, sem texto, sem texto, sem texto, sem texto, sem texto.